Bruce Lee once said, "I have not invented a new style, composite, or modified. On the contrary, I hope to free my followers from clinging to styles, patterns, or molds." Meet Bruce Lee, an icon of martial arts, a man whose philosophy extended beyond the dojo and into everyday life. Born in San Francisco, Lee spent the majority of his youth in Hong Kong. It was here he began studying Wing Chun, a form of martial arts, under the esteemed martial artist IP Man. This was the foundation that sparked his lifelong journey into the world of martial arts. As Lee dove deeper into martial arts, he began to explore and research other fighting styles. This exploration was not simply out of curiosity, it was a quest to build a martial art that was fluid, adaptable, and effective in real-life situations. Lee firmly believed that martial arts should not be rigid or bound by patterns, but should instead mirror the ever-changing flow of life. This philosophy was put to the test when he encountered Wong Jackman, a fellow martial artist. In a legendary private fight, the outcome of which remains a topic of fierce debate, Lee found himself questioning the effectiveness of traditional martial arts. This encounter marked a turning point in Lee's journey, leading him to disavow the rigidity of systematized martial arts. And so, in the early 60s, Lee began to formulate his own martial art, initially named Junfan Gung Fu. This was an evolutionary process, and by 1967, he had conceived Jeet Kune Do, or the way of the intercepting fist. It was more than just a martial art, it was a philosophy. A mirror to see oneself, a tool to understand and express one's feelings with the minimum of movements and energy. Lee stressed that Jeet Kune Do was not a fixed entity. It was not to be bound by styles, patterns, or molds. It was a fluid concept, ever-changing and evolving, just like the practitioner. And thus, Bruce Lee embarked on a journey of research to refine his way of practicing martial arts. In 1965, Bruce Lee outlined the basic concepts of what would become Jeet Kune Do in a press interview. Having already begun his martial arts journey with Wing Chun under the legendary IP Man, and later developing his own martial art, Junfan Gung Fu, in 1962, Bruce Lee was no stranger to the world of unarmed combat. However, it was his encounter with Wong Jackman around 1964 that led him to question the rigidity of systematized martial arts. Driven by a thirst for fluidity and adaptability, Lee embarked on a journey of research and refinement. He studied various fighting styles, drawing heavily from the likes of Wing Chun, Taekwondo, boxing, fencing, and Jiu-Jitsu. Through this eclectic blend, he sought to distill the essence of combat into a form that was direct, efficient, and free from the constraints of tradition. As he began to crystallize his thoughts, Lee grappled with the challenge of naming his art. He was wary of defining it too rigidly, fearing that doing so would contradict the very essence of his philosophy. However, a need for practicality prevailed, and in 1967 he settled on the name Jeet Kune Do, translating to the way of the intercepting fist. But what did this mean? At its core, Jeet Kune Do was about interception, countering an opponent's attack with a corresponding response. It was about simplicity, directness, and non-classical movements. It was a mirror in which to see oneself, a means of expressing one's feelings with a minimum of movements and energy. It was not an institution, but a philosophy, a way of life. Lee's aim with Jeet Kune Do was not to invent a new style, composite, modified, or otherwise. Instead, he sought to free his followers from the molds and patterns of traditional martial arts. He wanted them to understand that truth exists outside all molds, that pattern and awareness is never exclusive. With Jeet Kune Do, Lee hoped to free his followers from the constraints of traditional martial arts. He wanted them to embrace the simple fact that the extraordinary lies in simplicity. He wished for them to understand that the closer they are to the true way of Kung Fu, the less wastage of expression there is. At the heart of Jeet Kune Do lies the principle of interception. This core tenet is a game changer, a shift in the paradigm of martial arts. Instead of blocking an opponent's attack and then launching a counterattack, Jeet Kune Do encourages intercepting the attack. This means responding in the moment, meeting the opponent's move with your own, effectively turning defense into offense. But Jeet Kune Do isn't just about physical prowess. It's an amalgamation of mind and body, a fusion of thought and action. It's about making split-second decisions, about honing your instincts to a razor's edge. It's about being in the here and now, fully present, fully aware, ready to respond to whatever comes your way. This mental agility is as important as physical strength or technical skill. Maybe even more so. At the same time, Jeet Kune Do is about self-improvement, about becoming the best you can be, physically and mentally. It's about pushing your boundaries, stretching your limits, reaching for the stars. It's about discipline, persistence, and perseverance. It's about striving for excellence and never settling for less. But there's something else, something that sets Jeet Kune Do apart from other martial arts. It's its practicality, its relevance to everyday life. The principles of Jeet Kune Do aren't meant to be confined to the dojo or the training ring. They're meant to be applied in the real world to help you navigate the challenges of life with grace and poise. Bruce Lee, the founder of Jeet Kune Do, once said, "I always believe that the easy way is the right way." And in many ways, that's what Jeet Kune Do is all about. It's about finding the simplest, most direct path to your goal. It's about efficiency and effectiveness, about doing more with less. In the end, Jeet Kune Do is more than a martial art. It's a way of life, a philosophy that can guide you in every aspect of your existence. It's about living in the moment, making the most of every opportunity and always striving for excellence. Jeet Kune Do is not just a martial art, it's a philosophy with practical applications in life. Jeet Kune Do, though not a formalized martial art, has left its mark on the world. A bold statement, yes, but one that rings true when we delve into the profound influence it has had on martial arts and beyond. Bruce Lee's creation, Jeet Kune Do, is a true testament to his innovative spirit, his refusal to be confined by traditional martial arts structures. This hybrid martial art is a melting pot of techniques, drawing from Wing Chun, Taekwondo, boxing, fencing, and Jiu-Jitsu. Yet its essence lies not in these styles, but in the principle of interception, the art of responding in kind to an incoming attack. As Lee never formalized Jeet Kune Do before his untimely passing, it has been left to subsequent practitioners to interpret and develop the philosophy he began. This has resulted in a broad spectrum of interpretations and applications, each with its unique flavor, yet all sharing a common thread: the core principles of Jeet Kune Do. The impact of Jeet Kune Do is far-reaching. It has permeated the world of martial arts, influencing the training methods, techniques, and philosophies of countless practitioners. It has inspired a new generation of martial artists to break free from the constraints of traditional styles, to explore, adapt, and create. Beyond the realm of martial arts, Jeet Kune Do's principles have found resonance in everyday life. Its focus on minimal movement and energy, direct expression of one's feelings, and the rejection of restrictive patterns are lessons that can apply to all aspects of life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. Furthermore, Jeet Kune Do has sparked a wider conversation about the nature of martial arts, the balance between tradition and innovation, structure and freedom. It has challenged the status quo, encouraging a more open, inclusive approach to martial arts, one that values individual expression and personal growth. So, while Jeet Kune Do may not be a formalized martial art, its impact is undeniable. It has influenced, inspired, and challenged us, leaving an indelible mark on the world of martial arts and beyond. Jeet Kune Do is more than a martial art, it's a legacy left behind by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, a man who believed in the simplicity and directness of movements, left us with a martial art that transcends the physical. This martial art, Jeet Kune Do, is a living testament to Lee's profound understanding of combat and his philosophies of life. Jeet Kune Do is more than just a fighting style, it is a way of life that encourages its practitioners to be fluid and adaptable, to cast off what is useless and to retain only what is beneficial. This philosophy was deeply influenced by Zen Buddhism and Taoism, which Lee studied and incorporated into his martial art. The essence of Jeet Kune Do lies in its simplicity. Lee believed that the easy way is the right way, that the direct expression of one's feelings with the minimum of movements and energy is the true way of Kung Fu. This is why every movement in Jeet Kune Do is simple, direct, and non-classical. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. The extraordinary part of Jeet Kune Do lies exactly in its simplicity, in the efficiency of each movement, in the precision of each strike. It's not about flashy moves or complicated techniques, it's about being effective and efficient in self-defense and combat. Lee's philosophy of casting off what is useless extends beyond the physical movements of Jeet Kune Do. It is also a philosophy of life, a way of thinking that encourages us to constantly reassess and refine our beliefs and actions, to let go of things that no longer serve us, and to keep only what is truly useful and beneficial. This is the legacy of Bruce Lee and Jeet Kune Do. It is a martial art that has influenced countless people around the world, not just in their approach to combat but also in their approach to life. In the end, Jeet Kune Do is just a name, a boat to get one across. Once across, it is to be discarded and not carried on one's back. That is the essence of Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do.